Hey guys, Corey here with a new scrapbook process video for you. Today's process video is a recipe challenge from HipKit. So just so you have it, the recipe is you have to use stitching, a tag, do some fussy cutting, use a chipboard element, and have 2 to 3 photos on your page. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I am not a super fan of fussy cutting. Well, I like when other people do it, but I don't like to do it myself. So that one was a little bit of like a, what am I going to do with this? But I had gone through my supplies beforehand and kind of pulled out a couple of things so that I could hopefully do this page without too much struggle. So I'm just going to start with my background. In my photos, my daughter's wearing like a blue shirt, but in one of them it shows the chair that she's sitting on, and it's got like this really cool like lime green color. And so I wanted to use the color kit from April and kind of create this lime green color. So what I did was I had I'm mixing white, and it's just a high fluid acrylic paint with the colors from the color kit to come up with this great green. And then I do add a little bit of water to it as well, so it's even it spreads even a little bit better than even just with the acrylic, because I'm using this big fan paintbrush and I wanted to make it go on pretty easily. And then I did kind of just like get it a little bit lighter as we went down. So then after that, I wanted to make sure that I was able to get a couple different shades of color on there as well. And so I'm just going to use just some splatters, and I'm going to use add a little bit of extra green to part of it so that the green really kind of pops. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of the yellow again so that the yellow pops as well. I'm not using the pink on this. So that was just the April color kit mixed with a little bit of like highly fluid acrylic. So came out really great. Then I wanted some white lines on there. So I was trying to just like kind of tap it on with like the edge of something, and I couldn't get it to work. So then being that it's this, highly fluid stuff, I was like, I'll just twist the top off a little bit and get a few little lines on there too. So then that had to dry, and see, I'm just saving a little bit of the extra colors that I've got in another little project that I work on, but that's neither here nor there. So I had the star paper and then also the hot air balloon paper, and I actually fussy cut out of both of them. I only used the stars though, so I'll go ahead and I'm cutting out like the part where I'm cutting out all of the little hot air balloons. They're really cute, but it just didn't work, and I felt like the stars worked better for this page. So I spent a lot of time fussy cutting, but that's okay. So I'm going to tell you about these photos really fast. So we were sitting on the beach a couple days ago. This was actually from the 9th. And I was sitting there talking with my daughter, and we were just having a conversation, and I could tell that she like all of a sudden she wasn't like paying attention, but like you're facing each other and her eyes were like totally elsewhere. And all of a sudden I'm like mid-sentence and she jumps out of her chair and runs down to the water, and I see her chasing something into the water, and I was thinking maybe it was like a crab, but it wasn't a crab. She comes back and she's got this huge shell. Like she's never found one this intact or this large before. And so it was just really like a cool find, and she was so excited. And so I took a couple of pictures of her with the shell and things like that. One where it's like in her hand so that you can kind of get a good idea of how big it actually was. And she was just like all smiles all day long. So it was like a really super awesome find of the day. I've actually, like, we have a lot of shells here, but they're like they're a little bit smaller, and obviously lots of them are broken, but this was just great because it was just like it washed up in the surf, so it was just really cool. Okay, so back to my recipe. Tags are in this. I actually looked through all of the pieces that I had left, and the only tag I had was like this chipboard tag. So for one, I was like, ooh, chipboard element, check the box. And it's also a tag. So I'm using that. It's just a layering piece. And And other than that, I would have had to cut out my own tags, which would have been fine, but this one worked, so there you go. I also have, so I've got the tags, I've done the fussy cutting of chipboard element, and I've used 3 photos. The only thing left that I have to do for this recipe is stitching, which I already decided that I was just going to do that using my machine, and I'm going to stitch the title on. So it's a pretty easy one to do right there. At first I thought that maybe I would do some stitching on the green stripes, and then I realized that I didn't want to do that because I knew that some of them were, I think it's almost like 3 of the stripes are actually almost completely covered just from photos and embellishments and stuff. So you weren't going to see it anyhow, and I just figured that the white thread on the green, you probably weren't going to see much of it anyhow. So I figured just the stitching on my title was going to be good enough. So now I'm just going to basically embellish this page. I loved all the little phrase stickers and stuff that were in this kit. Basically, they're all about sunshine and summer. So I've got sunny days a couple times on there, one that says hello sunshine, one that says summer, and then a bunch that say summertime. One says sweet summertime. I've used puffy stickers, cardstock stickers, chipboard stickers, all of these different things to just basically embellish this page. Now, of course, like I said, this was from May 9th, so it's not like all the way summer yet, but it felt like summer on this day, and the sky was blue and the sun was out, and even though and it was a Saturday, so it even felt like summer. There was even no virtual schooling to be done, so and that's almost over anyhow, so we'll just say that it's summer. So then I want to get my title on. I was debating on what to actually call this page. I knew I wanted the word shell on it, and I was looking at the biggest shell or her biggest shell or different things like that, and I ended up going with one huge shell. I think that worked the best. Plus, I realized too that I've used a lot of the smaller thickers that came in this kit, the little silver ones. And so some of the critical letters that I wanted to use were missing. So one huge shell worked out really, really well. One thing, so I've got this like temporary setup right now. And one thing that I really love about my temporary setup is that my sewing machine it's actually on the floor right next to me. But what's so great is I can just pick it up right onto my table and boom, there you go. I don't know why this makes me so happy, but it does. So in my normal setup at home, it's got like its own little place. And so I actually have to move to go over and get it. So maybe it's the laziness in me or something, but I just love being able to just like pick it up, use it, put it right back down. But I don't know. That was totally random and off topic, but you know, it's fun. Okay, so I'm going to date my page. I'm going to put just a tad bit of journaling on this page. I'm also adding a few little more puffy stickers. I did actually put ones that have like little red flowers on them, but they're so small that they just look like kind of like enamel dots. So I think that it works, even though, you know, this isn't like a flowery page, but it's cute. And then I've been wanting to use those like enamel stickers that look kind of like starbursts almost. I've been wanting to use or like little flowers. I've been wanting to use those for so long, and I just couldn't figure out what page, and this just works so great. And I did find this little tab thing with the heart on it that I thought would look really cute too. I'm thinking this might be the last page I make with this kit. I'm wondering if the May ones will be here before too long, which would be really fun, especially because I have really used a lot of the stuff in this kit, and so I'm feeling the pinch. Like I feel like there's not as much to use right now. So, okay, so I was thinking I was done now, but then I realized I hadn't put her initial on the page, so I did that, and then I did go ahead, stitch that down as well, because I had already stitched all the other letters down. And then once that's done, and the little threads are trimmed, my page is finished. So here it is, one huge shell, a couple of the details. Now remember, this is the recipe challenge. You guys can find all of the recipe details over on the HipKit Facebook group page. And hopefully you'll play along with us for a chance to win. But anyhow, thanks for watching. Bye.